No, the main thing I love about this team is that I built it.
Good evening, welcome to Caesar Productions, and have I got a show for you here. So Ultra's back, which means I'm running a triple bird line. Could run anything I want, but I want to run the triple bird line. I love Talon lead, it's brave bird and dip on whatever we can see, minus a few things. So these are my matches from today. First thing we find is Talon versus the Abomasnow. We go straight into the Swampert, so we do our classic, wait for the 3 muds to come in, switch, because normally that's when they'll fire. So they're not looking at building up to 7 and firing, they're looking at firing on 5. So they fire the Hydro Cannon, Mandibuzz takes that, not a problem. We're going for our unique, classic, universal Shadow Ball. We'll always forever be running it until we hit Legend. That's how it's going to work, we're going to be running Shadow Ball, hashtag Shadow Ball for Legend. And so another Hydro, so we're kind of fine really. They're not going to fire an Earthquake at us, there's very little chance they can be running the Gunk. So we like to, it's not even Gunk, it's sludge wave as it runs. So we're still both, no one's used to shield. The Purified Swampert decides to fire another Hydro Cannon. So as you can see, Mandibuzz is soaking them up, and we've got another Shadow Ball ready to go. Hashtag I'm not baiting. So one of the best parts about Mandibuzz is that you can just say hashtag I'm not baiting. You can throw Mandibuzz out into a fairy, which we'll see in a bit, and some fairies you get 2 Shadow Balls and an Aerial Ace. So that is Sylveon, and a bit of play with Togekiss as well. It's always a little bit fun. But obviously we've been able to align straight back onto the Abomasnow, and we caused the chip damage here, and we let it take us down. Still no one's used a shield. We're not interested in using a shield. Now I should come out with Talonflame, but I want to play it up a bit. I want to see what there was, so we came in with Skarmory. Now Skarmory is taking neutral just like Talon, but Talon's taking a tiny little bit extra damage. So they're about exactly the same place looking at them. Maybe Talon had a little bit more life because of the slight chip there. So we're going to let both these Weather Balls through. We know nothing this can put us down. Pretty damn good flyer. That's a Shadow Skarmory hitting a 15 attack, and it's causing some damage. We haven't got our best buddy set up today. We should have it really, but we haven't. And another Weather Ball to take us out of the game. Still, no shields. No shields used. They come out of Obstagoon. Now, in my mind, they're going to fire Night Slash, they're going to try and boost their attack, and then they're going to try and bill us down. So I need to block after the first one and hope they don't get the boost. That's the only way I can do it. They're not going to fire a cross chop, and they're far too far away to fire a Gunk shot at us. And there's a Night Slash, and there is no boost. So we're good. So now we catch the Flame Charge. We fire this off. We're going to cause them a little bit of damage, but we're going to raise our attack, that's the main point, and we catch a shield. All those things happen just then, that's almost how we turn the game. So we catch the last shield. I've got 2 shields, it would be silly not to shield now. Going to catch a Night Slash. Now if they get the boost now, they're going to cause some chip to us. Does the boost happen? The boost does not happen. And look at that Brave Bird, I'm ready and waiting, and I'm like, okay, I've over-farmed slightly because I know I've still got that thing in the back. So I've shielded up, shielded the Night Slash, and I expected to fire at it now. And I did, I hit it, and I've been saved by the move Incinerate, because it's a 5-turn move. Because it's a 5-turn move, it didn't register that I clicked it, because there wasn't enough time for it for the Pokemon coming out. Which means that I was saved by a 5-turn move. This match is almost saved by a 5-turn. I think it was. I think I may well have lost if I'd fired X. I'd have no energy and it'd build me down. So, introduce my opponent there. If you think different, please do let me know. Next match coming up, Danny 7119. Again, there's my little head. I do pop up from time to time. It's a lot of fun, but it does burn my phone out, so I have to do less live ones. I think that's what we'll be looking at doing going forward. But we find a shiny Crobat, and I haven't even noticed at this point. I've not even noticed. This is the first match I played actually, and I think this is the first match I played, and I was like, really? And this is where I noticed. Now I was like, what? Oh, obviously, you see my face up there, like, well, what's going on here? They've not shielded. I've switched, and I'm waiting, like,
What?
And this is basically illegal. This shouldn't happen, okay? And the only reason I've continued is because we're in a non-ELO season. We're not taking anything away from anyone. There's no extra dust. You know, I'm not stripping anyone of anything. It is what it is. I'm stuck in here too. You're stuck here. I'm gonna have to move my face to top left. I don't like to top left, but at the same time, I'm not really. So I've made it for Niantic, and I have said, and I'm in the bubble just saying, like, Niantic, you need to sort your game out. This isn't fair. This is an illegal turn. This, you know, I've just sat here and just build all this up. It's not pretty. It's not fun. But Niantic needs to know as well. There we go. Now suddenly they can start causing damage to us. So how do you know that lag out they had there is very definitely costing the match. But there's no way, you know. So in my mind, I was like, no matter what happens, I'm just going to top left. And they actually top left on them straight because they were like, it's just not worth it. It's not happening. So they were able to press the button. So I wish them best of luck for the next matches. It's not fair when that happens at all. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for you. You know. So now we've got that out of the way. We'll clear on to the next one. I don't think there's much more lag. I think there's only 1 or 2 lag, which is nice. There aren't as many there hanging around anymore. That's not to say that lag's not there. Niantic still very much have a lot to sort out. And I think that they need to be honest about that now really as well. You can give us all the megas and do this and with the things you're dropping, kind of consider the mega league that we may be having in a few years, which is really cool to think about. But at the same time, we need to sort the PvP out that we have. And I only hope that when we come back into Season 12, that it is a lot smoother and a lot more of these glitches are cleared up. I'm not one to sit here and argue about an algorithm or anything like that. You get hard counted. It is what it is. Someone has to lose. You know, you don't always win. Not everyone wins all the time. That's the point. Anyway, the aim of the game at the moment is to test the triple fly troll hole to see how far we can get through on a lot of meta and spice leads and cruel chords through Ultra coming up to Season 12. We're running as much as possible because I want to get to Legends with this team. I think this team's got potential. I think it can do it. I think I can do it. And I just need to make that line work. So I need to know every matchup. I need to know all my ins and outs. And I'm almost there. I'm very close now. I know if I've got a Fairy on lead, I've got it collared. I know that if I've got a Swampert on lead, it might look like I'm vulnerable to my opponent, but actually I'm not because I'm bringing Mandibuzz out and I'm storing it. I'm storing a little bit of energy there with Talon. So here we've got the Walrun. Walrun's not too bad for Talon, especially not in Ultra, because you can take the Weather Balls. They don't do as much damage as they do in Great League, and you do still have a little bit extra energy. Whereas actually, they're going to be threatened by the Flame Charge, and you're going to pull a shield with a Flame Charge. So I normally expect a second shield because that's going to be the most dangerous. So that's why the Brave Bird and Dip. We catch a shield, that happens, it's fine, and we come straight in with our Walrun. I would say normally the play is they don't normally shield the first, they take it because they don't want to lose shield advantage. It's a very common kind of thing that happens. So I'll play on that and try and make that work that to my advantage. So we don't want to fire an aerial ace. Hashtag I'm not baiting. I'm not firing an aerial ace at a Walrun. Okay. I'm also not going to fire a Dark Charge because it doesn't actually do that much damage. And this is actually like the most amount of damage that actually, so Walrun is actually on the back foot as well. I've seen what a Dark Pulse does from Umbreon. There's very little difference between Umbreon and Mandibuzz, except for one's got wings and one hasn't. Obviously, stat-wise, there is a slight different product, so I would have to look at it, but they are generally considered tanky rather than power outputs. And I've seen what a Dark Pulse does from Umbreon, so I'm not expecting a Dark Pulse from Mandibuzz to do that much more to Walrun. So that kind of goes more in my favour for Shadow Ball at the moment. So it covers fairies and it hits Walrun a little bit harder. I will check PV Pokey first because actually I want to make sure I'm right on that. It does feel like there's a little bit of lag happening here and there, and then we end up in a CMP. So I'm happy about the CMP because I felt they missed a turn there. So if we end up in a CMP, probably caught up, and that's fine. So I let it take Mandibuzz out, and we're kind of, my plan is to bring out the Talon, finish it off, and see what they've got in the back. And we've got their own Talon, so we're going to do exactly the same again. And we Brave Bird, and we know we've got a Dip coming after this. So it depends what they want to do, because if they shield, no shield this one, it's going to cause some serious damage, just like the last. And they shield, so they've really caught me out really well here. They've got no shield, so I've had to come out with Skarmory. Well, I've got a shield, I've got no choice, but what I have done is I've shielded in the wrong place, because I haven't shielded the second one, I've shielded the first one. That was the least amount of damage I could have taken. What I've done is I've taken the most amount of damage to the face and put myself in a serious deficit. So with a couple of turns you can turn a match. I had shield advantage, I was fine, I was doing really well, and I lost concentration for a second, didn't really think about my play, just let it play out, and boom, caught myself in the back. Suddenly I'm screwed. So even if I was to take this out, which I can't because I get caught in a CMP. Plus, side note, I am looking for a 15, 12, 15 Talon, because that wins CMP against a 100 Talon. It wins CMP. Just to let you know, same with Medicham as well. 15, 12, 15 will beat an XL Medicham. You have one turn difference. I'm not telling you it will be it hands down, but there is still that chance. So, they're the kind of things I'm looking at building at the moment. Always a little bit of fun to play. So, great league, obviously. You're not running Medi in Ultra anytime soon. That would be 600 XL, I think. We've got Swampert on lead, Shadow Swampert no less. So we're in one of our vulnerable situations. So 1, 2, 3, and switch. You've got to start switching by the time it hits 3. And they actually build. I think they get up to 11 before they fire. So they've recognised it. They know the switch is coming. They've gone, there's no way you stay keeping that in front of me, which is a good play. They understand what they're doing. They can take it. Even with the shadow and the high attack, Mandibuzz still takes them very easily. So obviously they had pretty much double anyway. It was very easy to get to the second one. I still don't need to shield. If I did, I'd put myself at a huge deficit. And you're not using Mandibuzz for what Mandibuzz is for. Mandibuzz is to take damage. Mandibuzz takes damage from your opponent so that the rest of your team doesn't have to. It's pretty much how it works. And we take a shield at the same time. Again, it's shadow, so they are worried, and hashtag I'm not baiting, because that's the thing. I think I did consider not shielding now, but I do shield because I feel that the chip damage is still worth it, and I need to get some damage on this. I don't want it coming out. I want it to hit the shadow ball then, obviously, and do nice damage. So now what I've done is, because I've just about to pull away, I'm able to go to the aerial because it's super effective. Although it's chip damage, because it is a bit of a dog move, we are able to get 2 of these off instead of 1 shadow ball. So yeah, the shadow ball would have probably put it in the same place, but we also make the Machamp work as well. Okay, so we take the shields and we make it work for it. It's still got to put those chip damage, and yeah, we're not going to make this move, and it has given it energy, but I've got a Shadow Skarmory in the back, you know. I haven't got a Snorlax in the back. I haven't got something that Machamp's going to eat. I've got Skarmory, so actually he can Rock Slime me, and it doesn't matter if he Power Ups Punch me. If he Power Up Punch, that would be scary if it had Power Up Punch. If he Cross Chops me, that's fine as well. And that is what this is. This is on the counter to Cross Chop, but because I didn't shield the Rock Slide, I have to shield something. So yeah, I should have shielded the Rock Slide, but I called the bait and I was wrong. But it doesn't really matter because it's putting me in a really good position. So we've got Talon still, and Skarmory finds a Trev. Skarmory finds a Trev. Shadow Skarmory is about to Brave Bird a Trev. When the lag, and there's one little bit of lag, one more there, and here we go. It's coming through, and here comes the boom motion. I do love a good boom. A boom. It's just, even without the lag that would happen, so I'm not unhappy about that. Now, obviously it's the Shadow variant. It's going to hit me with Hydro Cannon. Nothing else going to hit me. I will survive. I'll survive. You survive 1. Okay, so you can bring yourself out as long as your move is ready and waiting to go, and they're not doubled, because if they're not doubled, you could end up in a CMP on the last one. I don't know about that, but I know if they've only got 1 move, you can come out, take it, no shield it, and you can finish them off. So GG's. I'm telling you, this team, it does slap hard, and if you play it right, they will work for you, and they'll make it work. And people say like, oh, what about Stunfisk? I'm like, Mandibuzz. You know, what if Stunfisk gets locked into your Skarmory? Brave Bird. That's it, you know. Or what do you do with Stunfisk on lead? Stay in. They're like, no, you don't. Yes, you stay in. You stay in and take. You shield everything, and you fire at it, and you come out at the end, double powered up, Talon ready to go. Basically, like, who wants to deal with that? So yeah, there are always ways. And the reason I've chosen these birds is because they're thick. They're double C thick. They really are. Like, Mandibuzz takes everything, really. It still take every hit, it doesn't put it down. I don't know anything that actually puts Mandibuzz down in a one shot, which makes Mandibuzz superior as a safety. And that's why Mandibuzz is such a good safety. It takes so much, such a big hit. And it will get you there. If you work for it, they will work for you. It's pretty much how. Do like to drift off sometimes. There's so many things going on with this game that it's a lot of fun. You know, we've just got a new event come out. Tapu Fifi is now here. Tapu Fini, is that right? So that's meant to be quite good. That's meant to be good. Ultra. Bulu is meant to be good for Masters. So there's two I'm going to be working on. I am still working on... No, I'm not. I've actually finished Como. Como is ready to go. Como set up a little bit special. We've got a poison jab just built up too quickly. So we've got very spicy charge moves on there as well. Yeah, it will be definitely interested in slapping that about. I do want to run it, but again, it's not a bird, so I won't be running it at the moment because it's triple bird line. That is hashtag triple fly trail hole, hashtag Beaver and King, hashtag Caesar Productions. You know, we like to, of course, have fun and make people cry a little bit maybe and question their life through the pogo system, but that's just, we all do that, don't we? You know, it's banter. Don't ever take your banter too far and always have fun. Okay, here we go. What does Talon find this time? We find him a champ. So we'll count the moves and we'll go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they fire. Now, as far as I'm aware, that's 5. So that's a cross drop. Fire their cross drop. They switch straight out. We've done the Brave Bird. I wonder what kind of muck it is. What kind of muck is it? Now, it's obviously normally going to be the Alolan muck. And it is the Alolan muck. But if it was the normal star muck, the Kanto muck, sorry, not normal, Kanto star muck, I would be in trouble. This would be quite difficult. So the play is not to fire. You farm the energy, you can take the Dark Pulse, and if they want to bait you with an Acid Spray, that's completely fine. They can drop your defense, you'll take very little life. There might be a chance that you're switching out when they die anyway. So we've got rid of their safety. Their safety's gone. That's how we look at it straight away. So their safety is gone, and that was the best they had for a bird. If that's the best they had for a bird, I've probably won the match. So this team can very much dictate whether you're going to win or lose rather quickly. I don't lose that much. Not I don't lose generally, like, I lose generally. And like, I've lost a lot of matches coming up to where I am, you know, I'm about 6,000 in, and I've learned a lot, but my gosh, is it difficult. So we got Sylveon here. Now the play is to fire straight away, but I can't because there's a little bit of lag. Now it may well have taken me down with the chip damage, and that was kind of, it is what it is. And then we come back out with Talon. Love to see it. Now it's not going to do lots of damage, so it's probably a bad shield, but I wanted to save the life because we are in the yellow, and then it's fired side shock, which isn't something I normally see that much. I should have fired Brave Bird. Should have fired Brave Bird. That's what this should have been. This would have cleared it up. This would have, if I fired Brave Bird now, and they could take it down, it wouldn't have been a problem, I don't think, because I would have got rid of it. And then what if they got in the back? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. I still stored it anyway. I'm trying to remember this one. I know there was something a bit weird about it. I remember it being good on the start, and at the end it just got a bit funky. Alright, yeah, so we've blocked the Psychic. That's right, we blocked the Psychic. That's where it was funky. Just in case, because I didn't count. It was on a Psychic count. I didn't count. Psychic. Anyways, out for it, and then yeah, Machamp in the back, and we just need to finish it, so we can take anything it's going to put out. That's why I wasn't worried. I was like, there was a reason I'm not worried. There's a reason, and it's because you just can't. Machamp just cannot take on. It can't do it. So we get the bit of damage here, and it takes 2 extra moves, I think, from Talon. One Incinerate, which was hardcore actually. Because it takes us here. This actually finishes off, and we do actually have to finish it with Talon. So GG's to my opponent. They did really well on this one actually. Like, we're both down to one Pokemon, and they couldn't get to the end. I couldn't have stopped them farming up anymore, but I could have played slightly different in the middle of the match. So these are the bits I'm trying to pick up on so that I can progress and actually become legend this season. So Pseudo Vet, which is 2435, that is my highest. It's not going to be my highest this season. Just it is what it is. We're going to smash it. And it's the birds. The birds next season, sorry. But it's the birds that are going to do it for me. They're the ones I have a passion for, and they are, like I've said it a few times here, I've said it all the time, they're strong, they're bulky, they can take super effective and continue firing, which makes them worthy and makes them top tier as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't make them meta, but all of them have or are meta in one way or another. Like Mandibuzz was meta, Talonflame was meta the day it came out, you know, same as Mandibuzz and Talon, they're both. Skarmory isn't a UL meta as far as anyone's concerned, but Shadow Skarmory in UL slaps. It really does. You can take Giratinas on, you have the Amok in the back, it's fine, fairies are done. That's 3 criteria straight away. The only real things you need to watch out for top level is Talonflame, and then you've got to watch out for Swampert. But Swampert isn't as difficult because Talonflame is on a 5-turn, but it does damage. And as you saw earlier, you do it wrong, you don't think about it, you put yourself in a serious situation. Whereas I think earlier, if I had let that first one come through, I would have been just in the yellow rather than so deep in the red I can't even fire. So you've got to play it right. And I'm still wondering what's coming up. Wonder if even there's a match coming in. So we've gone 3 out of 4 so far. So we're looking for the 4th. Looking for that 4th win. Still trying to think what really is. I mean, Politoed is an issue. I don't see many of them. Gotta watch Politoed on the lead, but again, you go into Mandibuzz and you're praying they don't have Blizzard or they're going to swap out because they want to catch Talonflame out. So fast fetch. Lovely thing to see. With a triple bird line, one of the ones you want to see is definitely a Surfast fetch. Now obviously we can't we can break bird and dip, it's not a problem, but they're definitely going to shield. They're going to shield everything. So I think I decide, they use Leaf Blade, then they switch out and they come into their fairy. This is where Skarmory resides. Now I played this wrong again, so this has got a bad play in it. I shield. When I shield, I should have asked myself what they were going to fire. Because a Clefable can only fire that I'm aware of that I think of right now. Meteor Mash, Psychic, Ice Beam. From the range that we are. If it even has all of those moves, I think. It's a Meteor Mash, either way, it's a Meteor Mash. I've just blocked a Meteor Mash, and I have taken us to even shields, but I think that I definitely shouldn't have shielded. Shielding that was a mistake. So I kind of dipped from trying to make the double energy, because I feel that I'm going to put myself in a negative position, watch my life go down really quite fast, and then they come out with a Surfar fetch. There's no point in us switching up, and I can't anyway. It's still in the timer. So we try and get all these bubbles. We make sure to get the excellent. Got the excellent. They're not going to not shield. It's everything. That was the whole life gone. We let hit chippers down. I'm not going to pull Talonflame back in. Sorry, we're going to bring Talonflame out. We're not going to pull Skarmory back in. Skarmory is going to say, Sayonara, thank you very much. It's another Leaf Blade. So I'm assuming they're single move because they haven't come in with the Night Slash. And they come in with a Skuntank. Now this is interesting, because there's a point at this where I'm doing very, very well. And then suddenly, this one. And with firing these 8, I was wondering why. I was like, hang on, that's not a... I was very confused. Imagine Mandibuzz Brave Bird. So we just have to, obviously, Dark or Ghost is not going to do any damage to a stun tank. Okay, the thing is got tank in its name. It's what it is, it's a tank. So you have to use the aerial ace, just like if you're fighting Obstagoons, any Dark, Umbreons, you use the aerial ace. Continue applying aerial ace pressure. Now I'm going to tell you how to win this match, but I'm also going to show you how to lose this match. Okay, so just remember that. So we get the area waste, we have blasted these off, that's fine, not a problem. We don't shield, even if we did have a shield, which I think we do, I'll just check now. Yeah, we do still have a shield. Oh, you don't shield anything. Now they switch out into their far-fetched. What I should have done is I've already made a mistake. My mistake was there. I needed to, I think I could have caught under, maybe it might have even been the, trying to think of it, I hurt my head here. Maybe it may still have been a CMP, but this tap and this tap here, so the previous tap and this one, catch the sludge bomb, I've actually put myself in an incinerate on both times. I'm not even close to the button anyway, but even if I was, I wouldn't be able to press the button. I wasn't aiming to press the button. I completely disregarded 5-turn move and let. I can't even say it, am I gonna? Let's let Farfetch and Stun Tank destroy my line. Just in that last second. And it's been pointed out to me, they were very correct. I could have made that a two-shield flex. There was a couple of bits I could change, and it would have gone swimmingly. So that was a bit of an eye-opener. Was fun actually. I was gonna say it wasn't fun. I say it's not fun, but you feel a bit sour about it. Like, ones you should have won. Ones I lose, I don't mind. Ones I should have won, like you're a bit like, okay. And we're not talking about like, oh, okay, I slightly over attacked in the middle of the match or something like that. You can blatantly see at the end, that's just bad play. What you did? You had all that energy and you decided to continue attacking. And you've got to ask yourself these questions in order to progress. You can't sit there and just, oh yeah, I won because the other player didn't play very well. Isn't what people say to each other themselves. They'll be like, oh, I won because I did better, and it's like, well, actually, Venusaur wasn't using the community. It doesn't have community move, or it's not using the right fast move. So actually, they did 11, before they did something. So you have to open those kind of bits up. When it comes to faction, and you're looking at Sylph. These are talented players. They know their counts. They're looking for your switch, looking for your mistakes. So that's what I'm trying to work out. We take these sludge bombs. So Venusaur staying in on a Talonflame. I'm not going to switch out anytime soon, but I'm also not going to shield. I'm not going to shield anything you're about to fire at me. You're going to fire 2 sludge bombs. That's completely great. I'm going to lose most of my life. I think that was a CMP because of the 5-turn. That's fine. We let the sludge bomb. I do wish. Obviously, I wish it was a frenzy and they're trying to bait me here, but they know they're going to die, so they need to fire the 2 big moves they can, and I can fire. And they've actually switched. I heard the switch as it come through, so it was a very cheeky, sneaky switch, which was really cool. I was really quite happy. I'm not going to waste my switch if I bring one out and then switching back. It makes no sense. I'm going to save my switch. So yeah, I'm going to miss the switch, but it doesn't matter because I don't want Emp coming out on Skarmory, and because it's a 5-turn, it takes 5 to get to the move. I'm just going to get stuck between Skarmory and Drill Prep, or Hydro Cannon. I'm not Hydro Pump, I can't remember what it's got, but yeah, I'm not interested in getting stuck in that. And Mandibuzz proves her worth yet again. She destroys it. So with me holding shield advantage, they're not interested. They're not interested at all. So here we go. It's a muck. Lovely muck for Skarmory to see. Look, I would say I assume I put Skarmory out. I wouldn't really have a choice. And we're going to let this fire what it wants. If it wants to fire dark, it's going to be small amount of chip damage. If it wants to fire sludge, don't think it doesn't have gun, it has sludge wave, I'm sure. Or acid spray. They're the things you need to watch out for. Yeah, Mandibuzz is, I think, neutral to the poison. But I'm pretty sure it's resistant on flying. And there's a big chunk, because they went for the Dark Pulse. They've got a big chunk there. But only a big chunk considering where we are in Life Valor. There was just under half, I think. And again, burning this thing out, hoping it needs to fire at me. That's what I'm trying to do here, and it does. It needs to fire. I don't think I've got any reason to shield. If I shield you, I can fire an aerial waste. Well, at the point that we are, I empty it. I still got 2 shields, and they have nothing left. So I play it like this. Now I want to see what's in the bag. I want to see what's in the bag. I'm considering chipping it down. I'm not going to shield the first Dark Pulse. Again, I don't know what their second move is. Could be Acid Spray. They go for the Dark Pulse, so not looking to drop on our defense. I realised very quickly that I'm not going to be able to chip it down, or I don't think I realise, I decide. I'm not going to be able to chip it down. So what I've done is I've shielded, and I've gone for CMP beforehand. I'm like, look, I've tried to do it. I'm like, no, I'm just going to try and fire, see if we can get under it. You can't. No shield? Because they got no shield. But then they come out with the Venusaur in the back. So that was why I was looking going, hang on. It doesn't matter what they fire, what they do, they're still not going to tap me down. So GG's to my opponent. These are all really good matches, and these are all happening in succession. I've not missed any out. I've lost a couple and I've won a lot more today. Just keep putting them together, keep putting the sets together. What we got next? Here we go, straight into it. Trying to think of the updates that come in, but I haven't really looked at the infographics. Kind of pulled away more from the community side at the moment, minus PvP. So unless it's PvP, I'm not really doing it. I've done one raid, and it's raid day today. That was weather induced. A lot of people didn't bother, and there's not really much thing going on since COVID, so we do have to watch out from there. But here we go. So we have found a Sizer lead. That's beautiful. We bring our Mandibuzz onto the Gary switch, and I think this fires a crunch at me. I think that's what they do. It does fire a crunch, so looking for some kind of debuff maybe. Maybe that's why they decided it was a good idea. And now they'll continue to sink the Aqua Tails. Or they won't know what they're doing and they will fire another crunch. Because they didn't get a debuff, so they'll try and get another one. Don't shield it, which is quite nice damage. We're used to taking aerial ace, I'm assuming, so we're firing these. We end up in a CMP, which tells me this is why I fired, to see what happens. Because I'm not really fast, so I want to see if I'm going to fire Aqua Tail. If they're going to fire another dart, I would get under their CMP. I wouldn't, because they'd fire after me. So I know they've gone for Aqua Tail. That just tells me their moveset. That's all they've done. So now I know it's moveset. Now they know that I know the moveset, they're going to let it die. Because it's got no player. It was just a bit of a shield, and that shield hasn't really worked. It's just been a bit of cannon fodder. So we got the cannon fodder out of the way. Has that helped versus Mandibuzz? Has that helped with Talon coming back out on your Sizer here? That's the question. Sizer, you'll call it. I don't know. Sizer. Now I go for the aerial ace. Now I am half a move under, but I think that half a move is going to register as a move on the screen, so they know. Do they shield? Does the lag kick in? The lag kicks in. Now we cause some damage there. And now, same again. Nothing I can do. I got 2.5 free moves in there. 2.5 free moves. And I'm able to fire a Shadow Ball. So half of the Shadow Ball it should be negated really. Take the shield as well. What am I going to do? I'm going to come out with and then we're just going to bring out like that. Now, obviously, they weren't interested in having the smoke, to the top left. They were like, not today, buddy, not today. That's what I mean. If people will cover for up to 2 birds, who's covering for up to 3 birds? And not only 3 birds, 3 thick birds that are ready and waiting to just destroy you. I know how that sounds, and I'm not unhappy with it, so we're going to leave it in. Watch out for touchdown. Toucan. When it comes to the Sylveon, so here's the Sylveon lead on the Talon. Easy. Burn it up. Here comes Charizard. So I've got a Fire Blast to worry about. I've got a big thing. This is Dragon Claw. No dragon, I'm a dark type, I'm a flying type. It's fine. No dragon in sight, I don't have much to worry about. Chips. Little chips. And the play is Shadow Ball, then Aerial Ace. In Great League, you Aerial Ace a Charizard. It's not worth Shadow Balling it, it's not worth Darking it, because you get less energy and it's so glassy. So if they don't want to shield it, they're definitely taking some damage. And the 2 Aerial Aces will take the Charizard down. They really will, in Great League. It's not as glassy in Ultra League. It does need a Shadow Ball and an Aerial Ace. That's how I like to do it. Puts it in a position where it can't normally fire. So we've gone for the aerial ace. We've clocked 1 energy over there, I think. Or at least secured the aerial ace. We catch a shield, which is just tasty. So because sometimes I think what happens is you have animation happen on your screen, but it's not happening. They can't see it from theirs, or things aren't shared sometimes, which is where the turns therein lie getting missed. So they actually get to fire now, and I'm a bit weirded out because that seemed very quickly to fire that next Dragon Claw. The rest of them I was fine with. This one seemed a bit quick. Do let me know in the comments because I did feel a little bit dodgy. Obviously on the count, as I can see now, if I was concentrating, it would just fire Shadow Ball. But in my mind, that's what I'm saying, they're going to shield it anyway. So just in case, it's better to find the one that I can definitely fire. I didn't realise that I could definitely fire the alternate move. I could. So we're going to block up another Dragon Claw, which is a neutral. So we get to burn this down, get it out of the way. And what do they have behind this? Here comes, oh lovely. So, and 3, see, as soon as they get to 3, we switch. And they've concentrated as well. They've concentrated really quite hard. Comes to it. Is this the shadow one? Or am I the shadow? Yeah, I'm the shadow. So we take the Hydra to the face. And I was looking at Brave Birding here. And I should have Brave Bird. I wanted to Brave Bird the Swampert. And then for some reason I decided when the Sylveon came out that I should have used my Sky attacks on it, because I know I can survive the chip damage it's going to put because it's not going to make a move in this time. I can also fire 2 of these. Whereas that chip damage that I caused on them and the bit in between these 2 moves gave, yes, that's right. So, and we've given all this farm. I was wondering why I was saying that. So the reason I'm saying it is because we give this farm to Swampert. Now we have a shield, so it isn't a problem. I can shield. We haven't given them 2 Mugshots worth of energy. We've given them 1, and we can Brave Bird, so it is gone, and that is the last Brave Bird there for this match. But it doesn't mean I couldn't play better. So they're the bits you need to watch out for. As always, though, GG to all my opponents, and happy non-ELO hunting for season 11. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Peace out.